This is the Uptick Newswire Stock Day podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube to stay up to date on penny stock news and interviews, public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world, with your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, we have a returning guest. I'm super excited to have him back on the show. They had a press release out on September the 14th, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're talking no other than BioLargo, Inc. They trade on the OTCQB, and with us today is the CEO of that company, Dennis Calvert. Dennis, welcome back to the show.
It's so good to be here, Everett. Thank you.
You know, I was looking at some of your past press releases since the last time you've been on the show, and one that really caught my attention was that you guys are starting a whole new engineering program or a subsidiary of BioLargo. Can you tell us a little bit about that program?
I can, Everett. It's a very exciting development. We made a public announcement and an 8K about that development, and we formed an enterprise called BioLargo Engineering, Science, and Technologies. And that is a full-service engineering division that's capable of serving outside clients as well as serving inside clients, right? So it does both. And we think it's a critical piece of the puzzle to really position the company as a competitor in a highly competitive field, especially in the water technology. So we're very fortunate. We've recruited 7 what we call world-class engineers with talent that has worked all over the world with very large and small clients. And so the most important thing that we've done is secure significant talent. The second thing we've done with that relationship is we have an immediate opportunity for commercial development, right? Commercial business. There's relationships, there's history. In fact, the principal, the president, Randall Moore, has over 35 years in the field at really the highest level. This team represents sort of the innovation unit that came together, having worked with some of the largest companies in the world. We had a chance to develop a relationship over time, and this opportunity presented itself. And we said to ourselves, you know, what an incredible opportunity to secure world-class talent and a commercial track to see our technology be integrated into a services component and really support the mechanisms for both commercialization as well as licensure. So, right, so talent's number one. Number two, there's a commercial opportunity that's immediate. The third that people often miss is that it really gives us a chance to also develop our intellectual property in such a robust way that now includes engineer, design, manufacturing capabilities that take the science from the lab into the field, and we control the IP. And then even more, I think, which is something that will prove out over time, is that this group represents expanded business opportunities that go well beyond our current technical expertise. And that represents a whole addition to the business opportunity for BioLargo that really goes well beyond our current assets. And of course, that's going to develop over time. It's not immediate, but we think it's really significant. And then, of course, the last piece is with this engineering, this commercial services division. It gives us a chance to leverage the talent that we've already accumulated, which is quite robust. I mean, we've got world-class engineers and scientists at our fingertips at BioLargo, and now, with the ability to go into the marketplace with this level of experience, we can tap into some of that special talent and leverage it even further. So I just think it's an exciting time. And of course, it's it's all hard work, right? You got to go to work. But the team is setting up the office. They're going operational immediately. We've taken out a lease in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Knoxville, Tennessee. And that's right down the road from Oak Ridge National Labs. So that's important. And the opportunities are expanding rapidly. So everybody's scrambling to get operational. But I think it's an incredibly great development for BioLargo.
You guys are going to do this because recently you inked a deal with Lincoln Park Capital Financing. You made some arrangements for your company. I want to know, how does the structure deal work?
Great question. And again, an 8K was published on that transaction, so I want to encourage everyone to read it because it's all there, right? But the significance about this arrangement, Lincoln Park had tracked our company for about 7 years, which is pretty amazing. And they have a great reputation in the market. They're very great people to do business with. It's a pleasure, okay? And as a result of them tracking and watching us achieve these milestones, we believe that companies like this want to enter when they have a sense of the milestones to move forward in a meaningful way are apparent. And I think in many ways we represent that. And so it's a compliment that they would make such an offer. They've committed to purchase up to $10 million worth of common stock over the next 3 years from the company as a financing instrument. And the key term there is that it's at the market. Each time we control the draw, we decide the timing and the amounts. Of course, there's limitations, and all that's described in the AK. But it allows us to tap into this investment resource to supplement our growth from time to time. And it provides essentially like a credit facility that allows us to sell stock at the market. At the market's the key. The other, of course, is that they've committed to no hedging and no shorting. And so they have all incentives to participate like management, like our shareholders, in growing the company. And that's really their focus, help grow the company. We think it's a critical piece that will provide some of the financing necessary to expand our commercial track, support this growth initiative. And of course, we believe all this is great investment that's going to have a great future for BioLargo.
So they've given you a $10 million credit line, essentially?
Yeah, it's not a credit line. It's a common stock purchase agreement, right? So they are purchasing equity, and the equity is priced at the market, and it funds over 3 years. And the total commitment is $10 million, which means they're going to purchase from the company common shares to provide that capital resource to grow our business.
With us today is Dennis Calvert. He is the CEO of BioLargo. They've got a lot of going on over there. Last time they were on our show a month ago, their stock price is up over 25%. They trade on the OTCQB, ticker symbol BLGO. How are the sales of the Cupridyne cleaning going? And what about the FDA for Clyra?
Great questions. As you know, we're a science and technology company, and now we have an engineering services component, right, which is really important. And as a science and technology company, we're inventing what we call world-class technologies and products, right? And each of these is, we've essentially come up with the idea, fostered its development, and find a way to get it into the market and commercialize it, right? Monetize it.
Absolutely.
And so the odor control product, as you know, we launched in May of 2016. About approximately 10 to 12 months later, we signed our first national purchasing agreement. We now have 3 national purchasing agreements. These 3 clients are 3 of the top 10 waste handling companies in the world. And so sales are climbing, which we're thankful for. The satisfaction is high. They're reordering. And we've got additional large companies coming to us because the word out on the street is that our product is, quote, the only one that actually works. And so it's a very problematic space in industrial odor control. So we're very excited about it. We also are integrating our purchasing functions into their online portals. And so that's an IT, right, information technology integration challenge. We're working through that with our customers. As those tools continue to progress, our sales should climb. And we're scrambling, of course, because everyone loves the product and we want to provide a high level of service. So we're very excited about Cupridyne Clean and our role in the waste handling and primarily in the wastewater industry, both of which we're winning accounts on a daily basis. So it's pretty exciting. The second question you asked is about the medical. And so we've been working on these products for now, it's about a year and a half with dedicated capital. Remember, we brought in a strategic investor out of Minnesota, the Stroman family, who provided us dedicated capital to focus on product development for these advanced wound care products. We have a series of products that have been developed. We're filing for 2 right now. We have a 3rd in the works and more on the design board, okay? And that application should happen literally in days. I know everyone's sort of hanging on to the moment, but there's a lot of logistics that goes on. And of course, as one might imagine, with some of the natural disasters, we had a few delays because some of our providers are located in Florida. And so we've had a little bit of delay there with just the logistics, but everything's on track. And so we're hoping to get that out. Really, it could be in the next days, maybe next week. It's really more important to get it right than fast. And we're doing just that. But here's the thing. Those products are now well positioned for 3 primary value propositions in the healthcare market. One is an infection control application. So that would be like when you do a surgery, a surgeon could use this product to irrigate a wound prior to closing up post-surgery as a way to protect that patient. We think that's a key value proposition. Number 2, advanced wound care. So that's wounds that won't heal. That's where the product design first started. It's a massive market. It's in desperate need of something like our product that's gentle and safe and provides an effective cleanser to promote healing. And then thirdly, because of our claims of no cytotox, that ability to provide this antimicrobial action with limited tissue implication, right? So a threshold of performance that keeps it below a cytotoxic, a skin sensitivity, right? Because we can do that, the role in regenerative tissue therapy is also becoming very apparent. And we think those three categories represent, really, all in all, it's about $11 billion market. So we are knocking on the door. We've got these products going into the FDA. They are a short track. So the first application will have a formal review and response in about 90 days. We'd love to get through in 90 days. We can't guarantee that, but we believe between 90 and 180 we can get those products positioned for the market. So there's a lot of activity going on in Clyra Medical for BioLargo. And remember that that's been financed with specific capital. So it's got the financial resources. We've surrounded the technology with world-class talent, and now we're knocking on the door.
In closing, Dennis, is there anything that you want to specialize or get out to my listeners that maybe we didn't get a chance to talk about?
I always say the same. Our company is one to watch. It's so dynamic. Innovation, it just never ends. And that's a good thing, right? Because what happens is we're so skilled now with talent, engineering, science, research, medical, water. I mean, we've got this in odor, right? All these key things that, quote, make life better, right? We've got a talent pool that's now surrounded with world-class technology. You got to really watch it because the opportunities are expanding so fast. In each of these cases, the key is to first get the product, prove it up, validate it, find the spot where there's a high value proposition where you get some adoption. And we believe each of these products has a future that's robust because it represents a technical leap forward. And as we say, it has a chance to really dislodge, right, the way things are done in a specific market. And to me, that's the most exciting thing as an operator, as a principal of this company. Getting up every day to do something so important is worthwhile. We're on track. We've got the assets. We just need to keep surrounding it with people and validations and stay the course. That's what we're doing.
You've been listening to Dennis Calvert. He is the CEO of BioLargo. I think he said a lot today. I think he said it all. The company that we're highlighting on Stock Day today is BioLargo, Inc. They trade on the OTCQB, ticker symbol BLGO. Dennis, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and coming on the show. I wish you nothing but continued success. Hopefully you'll come back on in 40 or 50 days and give us another update.
Thanks, Everett. It was great catching up.
This program is entirely sponsored and produced by Uptick Newswire, LLC, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided on this program are those of the guests and those of the respective companies they represent, and do not necessarily reflect those of the staff or management of Uptick Newswire. Uptick Newswire encourages all listeners of this program to do their due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that will work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional. The guests of this program may have paid for its distribution and are not directly affiliated with Uptick Newswire or this station.